Legislature Judiciary. The Supreme Court of Sri Lanka is the highest court in Sri Lanka and the final judicial instance of record. Established in 1801 and empowered to exercise its powers subject to the provisions of the Constitution of Sri Lanka, the Supreme Court has ultimate appellate jurisdiction in constitutional matters and takes precedence over all lower courts. The Sri Lanka judicial system is a complex blend of common law and civil law. In some cases, such as those involving capital punishment, the decision may be passed on to the President of Sri Lanka for clemency petitions. The current Chief Justice of Sri Lanka is Jayanta Jayasuriya. The Supreme Court of Sri Lanka was created on the 18th of April 1801 with the Royal Charter of Justice of 1801 of King George III establishing the Supreme Courts of the island of Ceylon, by the British, who controlled most of the island at the time, excluding the inland territory of Kandy. This creation was repealed in 1833 and replaced by a new charter covering the whole of the island. In 1948 the country gained its independence and adopted a new constitution in 1972 after becoming republic. A fire occurred at the building it was housed in on the 15th of December 2020 that was later doused by firefighters. The court consists of the Chief Justice and not less than 6 and not more than 10 other judges, appointed by the President. Upon the President's recommendation for such appointment to the Constitutional Council is approved by the Council, the Chief Justice, the Justices of the Supreme Court and the Justices of the Court of Appeal are addressed as Your Lordship, and receives the title, the Honourable Justice. The President of Sri Lanka is responsible for the appointment and removal of all the judges of the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court judges are appointed with the advice and consent of the Constitutional Council. From the 3rd of October 2001 until 2011. With the 17th Amendment, the Constitutional Council had the task of advising the President on the appointment of the judges. If the appointment is for a period less than 14 days, this requirement will not apply. The justices are not allowed to hold any other office without the consent of the Constitution or the President, in the discharge of its functions relating to the appointment of judges of the courts. The Council may obtain the views of the Chief Justice and of the Attorney General. Judges who hold office during good behavior can serve until the retirement age for the judges, fixed at 65 years, as per the Constitution. They cannot be removed except by an order of the President made after an address to the Parliament, and the support of the majority of its members. The order has to be presented to the President for removal on the ground of proved misbehavior or incapacity. A resolution for the presentation of the order of the President can be obtained by the Speaker or be placed on the order paper of Parliament only if notice of the resolution is signed by no less than 1/3 of the total number of members of Parliament and sets out full particulars of the alleged misbehavior or incapacity. Parliament is required to provide for all matters relating to the presentation of the address, including the procedure for the passing of the resolution, the investigation and proof of the alleged misbehavior or incapacity, and the right of the judge to appear and to be heard in person or by representative, by law or by standing orders of Parliament. A judge is not permitted to perform or hold any other office, whether paid or not, or accept any place of profit or emolument, except as authorized by the Constitution or by written law or with the written consent of the President. A judge of the Supreme Court can only be removed by Parliament. However, if convicted of a criminal offence, the judge may face a jail sentence. The 2015 indictment of Justice Sarath Dar Abru is the first time that a sitting Supreme Court judge has been indicted on a criminal offence. On the 15th of December at 4:45 p.m. a fire started waste material storage area on the ground floor of Supreme Court complex. More than 9 fire trucks have been dispatched to douse the fire. After fire CID team investigation into the matter, the fire had only destroyed defective material previously used machines. According to the police, media said, no one was injured and no one damaged any other building in Supreme Court area. The Supreme Court of Sri Lanka is housed in the Hulsdorp Court complex. Article 118 of the Constitution, the Supreme Court is the highest and final superior court of record and is empowered to exercise original advisory and appellate judicial functions. It is also the final court of record and the Court of Appeal of Sri Lanka. The Supreme Court has the following powers. Subject to the provisions of the Constitution. Appeals from judgments, sentences and orders pronounced at a High Court trial at bar lie direct to the Supreme Sri Lanka Judiciary was consider.